Hello YouTube. Let's create Python script, really simple stuff, which will help us to grab only individual WHOIS information. In this case, let's say domain name and expiration date. And you want to transfer those results to textual files. So that's the goal. Now we're gonna use Python WHOIS model, which is a really nice model by Richard Penman. And the source of results will be Mark Monitor Corporation or company, a clarified analytic company. Okay, so that's the base for our research here. So if you don't have this model, you will just pip install Python WHOIS and then you will have it. Okay, now I already have it, so requirements already satisfied. So how to import it? You will not type import Python WHOIS, you will just say import WHOIS. And the next step is defining goal or our target. For example, that will be Google. And let's grab in the right panel all results of WHOIS requests, so we can extract individual things. So results, WHOIS model, WHOIS command, and let's pass it host, and then let's just print those results because we need the individual parts. So we have a lot of data here, and question is how to extract to textual file only domain name and let's say only expiration date. So if you try to extract only results, you will get well, let's do that actually. So for x in results, let's see what will happen when we write to specific file. So file will be WHOIS report TXT, and of course that need to be into single quotes because that's how you pass parameters, and we need to write to it. So when we write to it, we also need to close it after we are done, because if we don't do that, we will not see results. Yeah, so for specific line in results, file, write to that file, that specific line plus n. Okay, so let's see what we can get with this. Okay, so no errors. Yeah, let's go to our file, textual file, and not just that we don't have actual results here, but we have segments of our results, so that's kind of good. So that means with domain name segment we will get this information here, and then with what was we searching for? Oh yeah, so expiration date. So it's also list, so we can loop through it and get individual lines. So let's use these segments, expiration date and domain name, to write that specific things to textual file. Okay, so to simplify things, let's use that dn will be results of specific segments, domain name, and expiration date, of course, logically, expiration date. Now, if you print types of these, print type of dn, and let's do that for ed, they will be, well, obviously something like lists. Okay, so you have lists. Why? Because, okay, check this, dn, that thing will bring you two results here individually, uppercase Google and lowercase. You don't wanna both of them, because let's say you're extracting to MySQL database or something. I mean, in this case to textual file, but there is no way for doubling information. Okay, so that's that means that we need to use only a specific thing, and we're gonna achieve that using positions in list. So this will be position 0 and this will be position 1. So let's print that. for testing purposes. So dn position 0, and that will give us uppercase. Yeah, uppercase. Yeah, we need 1. Sorry. So that's cool. Okay, that's for domain name. And let's see what we have for expiration date. Also list. Well, maybe you want both of these results. I mean, you can get them by positions 0 and position 1, but maybe you want both of them. I don't know. So let's use both of them actually. And to do that, we will use a for loop. So for x in ed, we will print that specific line, and then result will be nice. Okay, so we have that. We have source for our writing to file, domain name, lowercase, and these lines. Now please note, when you're writing to file, you need to introduce new line at the end of your results, at the end of your string, because if you don't do that, everything will be concatenated. Okay, so let's print those things finally to file. File, write dn, and we will pull position 1 from it because we need lowercase domain name. So that's cool. And let's add a new line to it. Don't forget to do that, because if you don't, everything will be packed on one line, which is kind of ugly. And yeah, so let's right now use for loop for individual lines into expiration date. So for x or something else, abstract in ed, okay, in ed and not in results. So we have our segment of interest and not a bunch of results here, okay. So for x in ed, file write x plus new line. Yeah, I think we are cool. So let's separate that actually, because you want to know what is intended for writing to file and what is intended, what are sources of information. I mean, you can type something like this. Maybe it's not appropriate, you know, but at least you will, you know, be focused on this part of code. So if everything is fine, I think that we will have results. Unsupported operand type. Oh yeah, that's nice. So line 16 is error. Where is line 16? So unsupported operand type s and str. So let's change that to string. Oh yeah, that's cool. So let's go to our file, WHOIS report, and yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So you can, maybe this will get the job done for you. Maybe you wanna export this to MySQL database or something. Anyway, now you know the overall principle of getting individual stuff from WHOIS report. So let's go through script again. We are close to 10 minutes already. So you need the WHOIS model. You define target, then you pass target to this operation. Results of this operation, you will pack it to results. Then you will extract only segment of interest by stating that segment from general results, and you will pack that into appropriate variables, dn, ed, or something like that. And then you need to pay attention. Are you dealing with strings or lists in segments of the results? Okay. Now, if you have string, that's no problem. You will just write string in textual file and then n for horizontal break. But if you have a list, which will be in most of the cases, you need to use for loop to grab individual lines. Then you need to transfer those lines to string, and then you will write to it. I mean, you will write to file specific of file of interest. Okay. Okay. 10 minutes too much. In next tutorial we're gonna change this script in such a way that it will accept user input, okay, and it will not just write to file but will also append to file, so you don't need to, you know, create individual reports. You will just call this script a couple of times and input from keyboard will get the job done. Anyway, 10 minutes too much for one tutorial. Thank you for watching, for subscription and support. sorry for my weird English, and see you next tutorial.